Samsung S22 Ultra. It's a beauty. Just a quick note, I made this video and a couple others on the Samsung S22 Ultra back in June of 2022. However, I did not publish it right, and then I went on my trip, and a whole bunch of business stuff came up along the way, and here we are, 6 months later, is it? So I thought, hey, let's show you what it was like when I got the phone still, and then, of course, I'll be making new ones so you can see what the experience has been since. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos. Today we're talking about the S22 Ultra by Samsung. Great little phone here. It's a flagship, and it is the top of the line for 2022. Now, it's been out for about 3 to 4 months, I guess, and the reviews have been wow, amazing. Everybody's saying it's amazing. Everybody thinks it's just uh, next best thing until the S23 Ultra comes out next year, I guess. Now, overall, I'm not complaining. Great phone, and the reason I picked this one up is because I picked up the OnePlus 9, and unfortunately, it doesn't do so good up here in Canada with the 5G network. And I was with TELUS, and then after they kind of uh, lack of better words, screwed me over with the package I had. I switched over to Rogers, another carrier, and this is a monthly fee I'm paying for. And I thought, hey, you know what? It's a flagship phone. Let's go for the best. 256 gigabytes. See if that's enough. And of course, I've never had anything with a pen, so I'm very very intrigued by this. This is just a first glimpse of the phone and my first impressions. Of course, the phone, the cameras, top notch. I can't complain. Never really had a flagship phone right off the gate. When it first came out, so I'm very impressed with what this camera can do. You will not be unhappy with the cameras. Now, are they like amazing, amazing? When you look at the upgrades from previous phones I had, like the AT and the 9 and the previous like Samsung S10, et cetera, et cetera. You know, when it comes to cameras, I know they're making leaps and bounds as they move forward, but it's not night and day. And with this, I do see a big improvement when I'm comparing it to those phones. Big improvement. So you will be happy with that if you're planning on doing a big jump. That being said, don't expect the best of the best. Now, the front facing camera, this is awesome for me. I wanted something better for front facing so I can do more stuff with the social media, and I was never happy with any of the phones with the front facing camera. So this is a winner for me. Now, when it comes to the size of the phone, I thought maybe it's going to be too big, but honestly, I got a thin case. It's like it's awesome. I can't complain. It's you throw it on and you don't even feel it. It's just a little bit bigger than the the OnePlus 9 or the AT. It's a 6.8, so it feels good in the hand. I mean, like, and people say like they can't use it with one hand. I've been using it with one hand, not the whole screen, of course, but in most cases when I need it, I can use it. At the same time, you do need one of these rings on the back to take advantage of that. When it comes to how fast this phone is and all the things it can do, I haven't seen that much of a difference with what I do, and that is the regular business stuff that I do with my phone, and of course the social media. And here and there, I did download a game so I could test it out. So when I'm playing, and I've been using more and more of this pen. Now the pen is awesome, but I saw some reviews out there where people are like, "Oh, it's changed my life with business." It's nice to pull it out and to start writing here, right? And start writing, and you can start to write, and that's awesome. Like I like it. I've tried to use it more and more, but I mean, it's not a game changer. And I mean, maybe it'll become a game changer. I will be making future videos. Do subscribe as I use the phone more. I will talk more about that, and to make sure it's worth for the upgrade for the S23, I guess, when it does come out. Now, the idea overall with a use case scenario and the speed of it and what it can do, I honestly, with all the stuff that I do on a daily basis, it's not anything different than any of the other phones I've had. If you're comparing it to something like the OnePlus AT that I do have and the OnePlus 9 that I started to use, I mean, it's great. Like it's flawless. It's nice. But I mean, it has its issues as well that I'll get into in future videos. But I mean, it's not that big a difference where it's going to change your life with the new chip that's in here. At the same time, battery, this is where the issue comes into play. The battery is great on this. I can't complain the battery. I'm getting like a good 6 to 7.5 hours, sometimes 8 hours of full time use where I'm just using it nonstop. But I mean, it's safe to say that like when it gets down to 20%, I'm good to go until like 10%. I'm not worried about, oh my God, I got 10% and then what's going to happen. It's been like a steady decrease. And no matter what I'm throwing at it, it's a steady decrease. So I'm not worried that all of a sudden I use some application, it ate up the battery, and then I'm like, oh my God, what do I do now? That's hasn't been an issue. And I like that about any phone that can do that. Now, the charging, that's another story. The charging, well, it doesn't come with a charger. And then I've been looking at all the reviews, and I'm gonna be making a separate video on this because I have like a whole bunch of different chargers that I've purchased to see what's going to work. And of course, I'm going to go take a trip. So it's going to be a long one. I'm going to be making videos outside of the studio, and I'm going to need some European traveling chargers. So I've been looking at a whole bunch of different things, and I've been thinking to myself, okay, what do I actually need for this phone? And when I looked at the chargers that they have from the 25 watts to the 45 watts, the new ones, I looked at it and I go, what's up with that? And why didn't it come with the phone? And I understand why they're doing it, but don't really agree with it. But then I'm like, I'm gonna need something a little bit more juice for the stuff that I do, and of course, car chargers. I'm a big car charger guy. So I'm always on the road. So uh, the charging on this, it's it says super fast charge or fast charge, but it takes a while to charge. And you're sitting there. Now, if you don't have super fast charge, you're waiting. You're waiting, and you're averaging 45 minutes or so to get it back up to that 80%. I've been testing this out with the 85% lock on it, so it doesn't go over 85% to preserve the battery. And, on a fast charge, it'll trickle up there like forever, 45 minutes to an hour. On the super fast charge, though, you can get it back up to like 60, 70% in about half an hour. You can be up to 80%. So I can't complain with that. So in the car, I did find a charger that does the requirements for this, which is a PD 3.0 PPE. And that one does charge this. So like in 20 minutes when I'm driving, I'll get another 40% bump up or so and off to the races. Like I can't complain. I can't complain for that. So that's good. But is it that 65-watt charge that you get from the OnePlus phones? God, no. And that, like, in 15 minutes, you're like, 20 minutes, you're like, I'm good to go. And when you're always on the road, you're always running, you're always doing stuff, a lot of camera work we do, we're out and about, you just want to charge fast and you're good. That's where you're like, oh man. But again, at the end of the day, I had a 5-minute clip of the 8K recording, for instance, that only took up 2% of the battery. The difference between the 4K screen and the 1080p screen, you're not seeing that much big of a difference on the on-screen time on the app. It shows me 13% usage versus 10% usage. It's not that big of a deal. So you're fine, but the charging, you need to get a good charger and you got to figure out the right one and make sure that it does have and supports super fast charge. And to my surprise, there's a super fast charge 2.0. I'm so ignorant to this stuff. So overall, the phone, you know, is it night and day that I've been seeing with these like big superstar YouTubers going, oh my God, I let's just say I watched a whole bunch of videos. I was excited for this over the regular S22 Plus, and yeah, I mean, I'm happy about the bigger one. I'm happy I have this. Am I ecstatic? And did it change my life the way I'm seeing these video YouTubers go? This is a game changer phone. No, it's not that level, but I'm happy with it. Like, is it a good buy for me? Yes, it is a good buy for me. Is it going to be a good buy for everybody? Not necessarily. So when I'm looking at it, I'm comparing it to if the OnePlus 9 was working for me with 5G here, I would have saved some money. I would have been happy. I really don't see that much of an improvement with this for the price point at what it is. That being said, okay, you do get some benefits with this phone that you don't get with the other phones, which may be the game changer for many people, and especially if you're gaming and you want that newer chip and you want to have that fun with gaming. Like, it does drain the battery, but I mean, it's not that bad depending on the game you're playing. And there's a lot of reviewers out there for gaming. This channel's not about gaming; it's more about the day-to-day, the tools you need to do, what you need to do with your business, your skill sets, and get moving. So that is where I'm looking at when I'm comparing this phone to other phones and what's out there. These are the main things that I'm looking at when I'm trying to make sure that I'm buying something that's worth it for me. A good purchase is a good purchase for me when it's usable and it makes my life easier. Does this do that job? Yes, but does it do it above and beyond? Is it a game changer to that point? God, no, it's not. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you are going to be looking for overall for a phone and how that fits the narrative. At the end of the day, you're looking at it and you're saying, I'm going to be keeping a phone for how long? I break it down into a time period of 2 years, 4 years, and 3 years, depending on what you're buying. How are you going to buy that? In this case, I bought this phone through Rogers here in Canada, and for 24 bucks. I made a previous video. I'll link that below. For 24 bucks a month for 2 years, I can return it in 2 years, or I can upgrade in a year's time from now and pay a little bit of a fee and get the newer phone. So I was just like, I've never done that before, and I thought, you know what, I'm switching over, and they had the deal. Why not? Why not try it out? Why not see how this Ultra really works and how the flagship will change it? It might be that, after 2 years, I'm like, whatever, I'm done with this. Just, keep my monthly package and go back to OnePlus. But I mean, the new OnePlus isn't where I think it should be, anyways. That's spectacular. So I would probably be going for one of the previous models. And again, it doesn't work with the 5G here. So I'm hoping they fix all that situation down the road when the time comes for me to give this back. So different scenarios there, but I'm looking at my budget. I'm going monthly fee, this, that. It came out to a similar amount, and I couldn't complain. So within budget, everything's good. I will be doing more reviews. Do hit subscribe. If you have questions, comments, concerns, discrepancies, leave them below. And of course, check out these two videos.